But with the Ahlul Bayt, peace be upon them, you see that they trained their scholars. Al-Imam al-Sadiq, Al-Imam al-Baqir, peace be upon them. They trained their scholars, they trained their students who were becoming scholars to master Islamic law. For example, you had Zurara. Zurara, if we want to use today's terms, he was a marja at the time. He was a grand scholar. One of the best companions of Al-Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam. He was an expert in Islamic law. Al-Imam al-Baqir and Al-Imam al-Sadiq, they trained him. They taught him the tools to derive Islamic laws. And there is a hadith that's very truly amazing from Al-Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam, in which he says, إِنَّ زُرَارَ مِنْ أُمَنَاءِ اللَّهِ عَلَى حَلَالِهِ وَحَرَامِهِ. Zurara is a trustee of God when it comes to halal and haram. Imagine an infallible imam witnessing that another human being is a trustee of God. You can trust Zurara when it comes to halal and haram. وَهُوَ أَحَبُّ النَّاسِ إِلَيْهِ. He's the most beloved person to me. وَلَوْلَاهْ ظَنَنْتُ أَنَّ أَحَادِيثَ أَبِي سَتَذْهَبْ. He says, if it weren't for Zurara, I was concerned that the hadiths of my father, the teachings of my father, Al-Imam al-Baqir, would have perished. Zurara played a fundamental role in preserving the hadith of Ahlul Bayt and in preserving Islamic law. You have another person by the name of Yunus ibn Abdul Rahman, one of the companions of the Imam alayhi salam. Yunus had a book by the name of Yawm wa Layla, day and night. Basically, in this book, he gathered all those Islamic rulings about an average day. For example, your salah and the details of salah. He had that in this book. One hadith narrated by Abu Hashim al-Ja'fari, he says that Al-Imam al-Askari once saw this book by Yunus ibn Abdul Rahman. Now, Yunus had passed away. He was from the companions of Al-Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam. The Imam looked at it. He perused through the book, and he says, هَذَا دِينِي وَدِينَ آبَائِي. This is my religion and the religion of my fathers. رَحِمَ اللَّهُ Yunus. May Allah have mercy on Yunus. So you see, the Imams, they trained their companions to document Islamic laws and rulings in their books. And later Imams, they would look at these books and they would let the Shia know that these are authentic books. Muhammad ibn Muslim, he was another top scholar of his time, trained by the Imams. So we see that Al-Imam al-Sadiq and Al-Imam al-Baqir, they trained the Shia community to be pretty much independent, self-sufficient, because they knew that eventually there would be an occultation where the Shia would be disconnected physically from the Imam of their time. So they trained people like Zurara, Muhammad ibn Muslim, to be regional scholars who knew Islamic law, and they gave them the general principles. Zurara reached a point where if you ask him a case, a scenario, he didn't have to go back to Imam al-Sadiq and ask the opinion of the Imam regarding the specific ruling. The Imam taught him the tools, the principles. Using these tools and principles, he would issue Islamic laws. In other words, he would give fatwa. Aban ibn Taghlib, Al-Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam tells him, Ya Aban, I want you to sit in the masjid and give fatwa to the people. That's how much he trusted him. So we see Islamic law really evolving after the time of Al-Imam al-Baqir and Al-Imam